I'm coming at you live on tape from Sydney, Ohio. And today we're talking about football players who wrestled. Now, if I talk about all the football players who wrestled, we'd be here all day. I mean, literally, this would be a 5-hour long video of me talking. I don't think you want to sit through that, and I don't want to hear my voice talking for 5 hours. So, we're going to focus on three. Three people who are in the Football Hall of Fame. One of them is also in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, along with the Football Hall of Fame. And all three of these guys wrestled. So there are three, at least, football players who are in the Football Hall of Fame who wrestled. We're going to start with Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo McDaniel had Indian heritage, and he played for numerous teams after being drafted in the second round by the Los Angeles Chargers. And he played for numerous teams throughout his career. And after one point, he had Wahoo put over his number on the back of his jersey, and whenever he'd get a tackle, the announcer would go, "Who got that tackle?" And the crowd would go, "Wahoo, Wahoo, Wahoo." So he was good. During his football career, he started wrestling to supplement his income. In whatever territory he was playing football in. So when he was playing for the Jets, he was wrestling for the WWF. When he played on another team, he'd wrestle in that territory. After he retired from football, he became a full-time wrestler, wrestling mainly in Jim Crockett promotions and in various other promotions. He had notable feuds with Johnny Valentine and later Greg Valentine. Superstar Billy Graham. He even fought Ric Flair. And he won numerous championships and was put in both the Pro Football and the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Another pro football player who's in the Hall of Fame and wrestled was Lawrence Taylor. Now, Lawrence Taylor is not in the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Actually, he may be in the celebrity wing in the WWE. I'm not sure. But he is one of the greatest players of all time. He played with the Giants, was picked for the Pro Bowl several times. He pretty much changed the way offensive lines had to be run because he was so good as a defensive player that he could get sacks almost without thinking about it. So they changed the way offensive lines had to be run to prevent guys like him from getting sacks. So then, no, leave that alone, kitty. So when did he wrestle, you're saying? Well, it wasn't after he retired. It was at WrestleMania 11 versus Bam Bam Bigelow. He had a match. And he won the match, but all around the ring were other famous football players, including the next person on our list, Steve Mongo McMichael, who kept wrestlers from interfering and costing Lawrence Taylor the match. That's all Lawrence Taylor wrestled, was one match. Now on to Steve Mongo McMichael, who primarily played with the Bears. He is known as one of the greatest Bears players to ever live. He was selected to the Pro Bowl multiple times, won numerous awards, and it was enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. He went on to have a career in WCW after he retired and wrestled against the Four Horsemen and later joined the Four Horsemen and won the United States title while also feuding with Jeff Jarrett. He had primary feuds with Jeff Jarrett, the Dungeon of Doom, and he teamed with Chris Benoit for a time against Raven's Flock, and there's somebody else he fought. But his wife was Deborah McMichael, who later became Jeff Jarrett's manager in WWF and divorced Steve McMichael. So now you've learned a little something about 3 pro football players who are in the Hall of Fame who also wrestled. Now we could go on all day about the rest of the wrestlers who played football because there are a bunch of them, but we're just focused on those 3. Join me next week when we'll talk about some other topic and something else. I have no idea.